Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. And it's a PC Engine game today, or TurboGrafx 16 as it was otherwise known. Now, I like this game. Anyone that has been a follower of the channel for a while will know I like my Pac-Man games. Pac-Land, Pac-Mania, you name it, I like it. Although, I've not played all the Pac-Man games on the planet yet, but we're getting there. So, I've reviewed this already on the arcade, and there was a rather lovely version of this on the Amiga, and not the horrible official version of the Amiga game, but a rather lovely, so I would say a beta version. It was found, and I'm hoping that somebody will get around to finishing it, because it's absolutely fantastic. So I would recommend, if you are a Pac fan, then you go ahead and go and have a look at those reviews as well. Now, this is on the PC Engine, and a rather good effort it is too. I put the feelers out the other day when I did Pac-Mania, as to whether there were any good Pac-Land games on the MSX. Now, no, it wasn't. It's not. It's really not. It's basically a port of the Spectrum and Amstrad version. There is a... I will get around to looking at it, but it's bitterly disappointing. However, I was pointed in the direction, hello Operation Phantom, by the way, for the recommendation. It's on here, and I tell you what, this version, along with the X68000 version, which is practically arcade perfect, and what the frickin' hell am I doing? Why am I upside down? Okay, that's new. I don't remember this happening in the arcade. I don't know if this is a bug or not, but it's entertaining to say the least. Okay, so yeah, this X68000 version is very good as well, which is another one we're adding to the family of the Retro Revival Show, I'm pleased to say. So keep your eyes open, there'll be some content coming for that soon. But back to Pac-Land on the PC Engine. And it's pretty much as arcade perfect as you would get it in the home. The Spectrum version being bitterly disappointing, which was a shame, but I kind of get why. It was just, well, I don't think the people who did it understood the source material for a start. But, you know, this is arcade perfect as you're going to get it. And it does a rather splendid job. The graphics are lovely, colourful, and as you would expect them to be from the arcade machine. The UI is there in its full glory of colour. You've got your score in the top left, the amount of the lives you've got in the middle, and then what the high score is, and what round you've got in the bottom, along with your timer, which is designated by the little Pac-Man timer things. Now, you'll notice that Pac-Man is relentlessly pursued by... Is that Clyde? Oh, poo. Is it Clyde? It's Clyde or Inky. It's one of the two. I can't remember. Somebody has told me this before, and I can't remember. Who's the ghost that chases you around? Because I've been told that it's not Clyde, but oh, balloons! Oh, bollocks! Sorry. Okay, I'm going to explain this to you. This is partly the control system that's causing the problems here. Now, as you know, your normal controller is a D-pad and A and B button. That's pretty bog standard. This game doesn't utilise the D-pad as you would expect it to. The D-pad makes you jump. The A and B buttons are your left and right. So it's a little bit confusing when you start to play. The D-pad doesn't do what you expect it to do, and neither does the A and B buttons. So I've got a feeling that's going to cause me some issues, but I can't help but admire the way they've done the game, because it works. It works. It's just that your brain wants your D-pad to do all the work that you'd normally do with your directions, and it doesn't. So you've got this kind of weird... You want it to move, but then he jumps. Let's see how we get on with that. But I can't let that interfere too much, because the game itself is literally as perfect as you're going to get it, which is great. And I've taken a double-decker bus to the face, which is not exactly what you'd want on your day out from on Pac-Land, is it? Now, the other thing I didn't realise, and it's only something just because I've been interested in the game and learning a bit more about it, is that the theme tune that's playing through this is actually from the Pac-Man cartoon show, which I didn't know. And I do now. So I'm passing that information on to you lovely retroholics. Yeah, it's from the cartoon show. And I actually went onto YouTube and had a look at it as well. And it's really bizarre to hear it on a TV show when all of these years I've been listening to it on this game and I didn't know any different. And I don't know what I'm doing. I've got to try and jump over this pit and this purple ghosty. But yeah, it is bizarre, to say the very least, just to have this tune that you've thought is exclusive to the game. This is the game soundtrack, and actually turns out it's the soundtrack to the TV show. And I've just fallen in the water. Right, now, the other thing about this game, I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this came out before Super Mario Brothers did. Which in itself is a feat. I think the animation on this is absolutely fantastic, and I think they had to. I think there was a little bit of jiggery pokery going on in the background to actually animate Pac-Man the way they've done it in this, which is really cool. There were some minor differences between the Japanese version and the US version. I think Pac-1 being the size of Pac-Man's nose, believe it or not. But yeah, there you go. So in the arcade, this was probably about the level I got to before I ran out of coins, because this is yeah, exactly that happens. That you just fall in the water, you headbutt things. It just, yeah. And when you got the controls like they are here, I mean, on the arcade it was the joystick that would control Pac-Man's left and right, and then you'd have a jump button which you would then hammer mercilessly as you went across the game, especially going across those sodding swimming pools. But the controls here are tricky, to say the least. And it's just literally because your brain wants the controller to do something it isn't programmed to do. But that's beside the point. We're going to do this on the merits that it's a Pac-Land game, and it's done very well. It's just a weird way of doing the controls, I guess. But oh well. You know what? We're just going to continue on. We won't even bother put the name in at this point. We will just continue and see how far we can get in the time that we normally have. So let's move on to the music and the sound, because the music's actually very cool. It's again, it's incredibly close to the arcade, which is great. The one thing that we always wanted from the home systems and the ports that we got was to have something that resembled the arcade machines that we could play at home. I remember distinctly New Zealand Story. I was playing that on the arcade and then wanting to find it for the ZX Spectrum. Now, at the time, I think I've covered this before, but back in my youth, it was a case that I thought every single game on the arcade was going to be on the computer and it should be out, and you should be able to find it. This was the sort of result of not understanding that these games were made by people. You automatically assumed, and I'm not very well with this, am I? You automatically assumed that the games were going to be produced by the same people that did the arcades, and therefore it will be available and all that jazz. So Snow Brothers being a prime example, I waited ages for that for the Amiga, and it never made an appearance, which was a shame. But on retrospect, it doesn't matter, because we've covered Snow Brothers on the arcade. So if you got the arcade original, who cares? But it would have been nice for the Amiga to have had a version of that. I believe it was just cancelled, just randomly. But hey ho, that's the price of it, isn't it, guys? But yeah, they've done a really good job with this game. The animation's nice and smooth. The graphics are very cool. It's still as rock hard as it is in the arcade, which is. Is that a good thing? I don't know. The controls are niggling me a little bit, but I can't. Can I dock it a point? I'll dock it a point. 1 point. Because I think the game itself is actually very good. Now, playability-wise, of course, it's a Pac-Man game. It's a Pac-Land game, and it works very well. And if you were looking for an arcade-perfect conversion of Pac-Land for your PC Engine or TurboGrafx, then this would be what you would want to turn to, because it's as good as you're going to get. So I would say that playability-wise, it's an arcade machine in your house How does Pac-Man's house keep moving locations? I don't understand. Either that, or is this a different Miss Pac-Man? Is he cheating on his wife? I just don't know. I don't remember that being in the arcade. Maybe it was. I don't know. And why is that bush looking suspicious? Anyway, absolutely cracking game, and replay value is there. I mean, this is a game that I really enjoy, along with Pac-Mania. They're two of my favourite arcade games. Not of all time, I suppose, yes, of all time. I really do enjoy them. And Namco were just very good at what they did, and they still are. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, and age rating, well, it's Pac-Man. Come on, guys, just let the kids loose on it, man. And now, we've got sinking sand now. Great stuff. Jeez, okay, I don't know what those random sounds were, but that was a minor panic right there. The amount of stuff I just avoided on the screen, I am absolutely shocked. But that about wraps it up for today, really. I hope you've enjoyed the review, and I'm really pleased to say that the 6800. It's done it again. It's done upside down. I don't remember that happening. So yeah, it's the 68,000 stuff's coming soon. I'll be looking at doing some of that stuff soon. More PC Engine stuff to come as well. More PlayStation, more everything really. And I hope you've enjoyed today's show. And on that note, I will leave you. And I will see you again very soon. And in the meantime, folks, you keep it retro. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, it's bye for now. Ta-da!